Hi, I'd like to welcome you to Who Will Win, the Tortoise or the Hare. In life we all have an equal opportunity. We can all get started at the start line, and we generally have an idea of focus of where we want to go. Over time in life, some of us have really little experience in new adventures, where some have little experience that they've been able to accumulate over time, and others have tremendous amounts of experience which they can use in their day-to-day activities, and in some cases they just have a greater awareness of what it takes to finish a job, finish a task along the way. So what we want to do here through this presentation is to be able to provide you with information, support to help you get across the finish line. Whatever it is that you are focused on right now, whatever it is that you want to be able to accomplish, whatever your vision may be, there's going to be some great information here provided that will really share with you the power of consistency. And really, consistency is one of the key components. There are many things that will provide individuals with success in their life, but definitely consistency is one of those things. And you can question yourself, are you consistent? Are you doing the things that you said you would do on a consistent basis to actually get the results that you're looking for, so that it provides you with an opportunity to get to the finish line? The next thing I wanted to do here was to provide you with my definition of consistency, and it goes like this: an action to change consistent unconscious decisions that will no longer prevent you from achieving your personal and financial goals by developing new habits that will redefine who you are and what you believe. Thus, the creation of consistent, empowering thoughts and actions. So what happens in life is that many individuals fail to be accountable. So what we want to be able to do is create a scenario where you as an individual become accountable, and you become consistently accountable based on the desires that you have in your life. So, this is a journey. It's a process. It's not an event. So you're going to be able to develop these new habits over a period of time. And obviously you're going to have to definitely work on change in your life. Taking action, that's what it all comes down to. And ultimately, I assure you that you will become the person you want to become. That is, your attitude's going to change, your mindset, personal development, many things that you didn't maybe necessarily handle well before. You're going to be better at it. Problem solving, dealing with challenges. You're going to have a better understanding of how you can deal with those issues as they come before you. So you're going to become someone who is consistently active, positive, and focused. There's a way of becoming consistent, and it's not necessarily a healthy situation, but some people are consistently busy. Consistently busy doing this, they're doing that, they're going here, they're going there, but you know what? At the end of the year, they seem to still be at the same starting point that they were when they actually got started, because it's an unproductive consistency. It's inconsistency. It will take you out of the game. People lose jobs. They can lose a business because of inconsistencies in relationships, whether personal or friendship. You start out a certain way consistently, and then for some reason you change because there's no focus, there's no purpose. And you should always have the end in mind and be working on yourself and working together with anybody else who's really involved with you in your life, whether it's personal or business. People will make the wrong statements. They'll talk about the wrong things. They'll say, this is the way it is. And you know what? That's not the way it is, because we have the power to change the way things are so that we can, really feel good about our own lives and get on track and begin to develop, the life that we want for our families, for ourselves, and for the people around us, and set a phenomenal example. We will now touch on the power of consistency. And, one of the things that I love to do is look at other examples of individuals who have set the example of consistency. And it's a great way to measure where you might be. And it also just lets you know that there's some work involved. You're just not going to go to bed at night, wake up, and have all of the key components instilled in you. You've got to work at it. You've got to develop a habit over time. So I love to talk about other people who have had a personal experience. And the first example is by Mark Messier, which for those of you who are not familiar with Mark Messier, he's a former hockey player and a very good one. But as a captain, he says it's important that the players really know who you are and what you stand for, what your beliefs are, and to be consistent in those if things are going good or things are going bad. That's a great point, because many times when things aren't going the way that you believe they should be going at that particular point in time, you start having doubts. Maybe you want to quit. You start telling yourself maybe it's just not going to work. But you know what? I think in some respects it's just a test. It's part of the process. It's going to help you become the person who you actually will become. And this is going to give you an identity. You're going to be able to develop that strong identity that, is going to state that you stand for something. You believe in something and you're not going to give up. And people are going to look up to you because of that. You're going to develop some credibility. You're going to develop some respect, etc., from other individuals. And I think ultimately what it comes down to is that you will develop great character, very, very strong character. So the next one is Michelle Wie, phenomenal golfer, young golfer, and she talks about Annika Sorenstam. And she says that Annika has the type of game I want to work on. She's just so consistent. Hopefully I'll be like that one day. Isn't that something? Annika practices and practices and practices. She becomes the player that she is because she just consistently works at becoming better. Practice, 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 and you will get better. And that's at anything that you do. So if it's your business and personal life, you want to practice it. You want to develop new habits. Eventually, you don't even have to think about what you're doing because unconsciously, you now have the ability to just recreate what it is that you need to do on a daily basis, and you will become consistent at that. As I said, you will not have to think about what it is you are doing. It will just basically happen naturally. So here we talk about an individual who has a lot of respect for somebody who is very consistent. So, again, that's what you're going to be able to develop for yourself whatever you may be doing or whatever you want to accomplish. Become good at it, and you'll get the respect that you deserve. Well, we all know this gentleman, Tony Robbins. For changes to be of any true value, they've got to be lasting and consistent. These people are using those words, consistency. It's a very powerful way to live your life. You have to implement time, right? Very, very important. A lot of people are looking for results, but they're not willing to spend the time to get them. They want a quick fix. It should have happened last week. Well, unfortunately, you got to have a plan of action in place. You've got to be prepared to spend the time so that you can achieve the goals that you're looking for. You've got to work on yourself consistently. You've got to make commitments to making change. You know, if you think that you're going to be the same person when you start this journey, or you think that you're going to do the same things over and over and over again and get the same results, well, no, that's the definition of insanity. We all know that. So you've got to be ready to make changes, doing things different. You're going to be uncomfortable in the process, but once you become good at what you're doing, you're going to be very comfortable. So you have to get uncomfortable if you're planning on becoming comfortable. It's just the way it is, and you can't really get around that at all. Okay, so you just want to build on the changes when you see results. You know, and it's always good to just, measure the results you're getting. If you're not getting the kind of results that you want, maybe you have to change a few things and focus on doing it again and again and again. Ultimately, what you're going to be able to develop from within you is the self-esteem. You're going to feel good about yourself, what you're doing, and again, you're going to have that self-respect, which is a powerful confidence builder as you move forward. Last but not least is Dennis Conner, who is a man who is a boater. And, you know, for him, his goal in sailing isn't to be a brilliant or flashy individual racer. He just wants to be consistent over the long run. Isn't that an amazing way to look at it? Develop consistency, whatever it is that you do, and the laws that apply will provide you with the answers that you're looking for. You will receive the answers if you're consistent. And to help you become consistent, one of the things that you need to do is develop a plan of action. All right, you got to have a plan. You got to know where you're going, how you're going to get there. You know, a boater knows that. He's got a plan of action. He knows what he needs to do to get to where he needs to be. If he had no plan, he'd go around in circles and circles, and that would be a very inconsistent way of wanting to, develop the consistency that one might be looking for. So you want to stay on the course. Don't get off course. And there are always going to be things that are going to get you off course. There are always going to be distractions. But you need to get back on course and stay the course and be able to achieve. And this will be accomplished in two ways also. One is by faith, and the other is belief. Believing that you have the ability to do whatever it is that you set your mind to, and working at that on a consistent basis. How do you develop consistency? Well, one of the things I wanted to do here was to be able to touch on some key points that will help you to really arrive at where you want to be. And the first one is habit creation. Now, this is an activity that you'll want to do over a 30-day period. And you'll want to be able to do this consistently on a daily basis for 30 days. You know, if you break the routine that you've actually started, then you really need to start over again. And, you know, many successful entrepreneurs or people who have achieved success in their endeavors have focused on doing activities on a consistent basis, a daily basis. And in some cases, some of the activities that they were engaged in weren't necessarily pleasurable or enjoyable, but, you know, in order to arrive at the destination, they needed to be able to develop a consistent pattern. And the beautiful thing is, in the beginning, yes, you know, there's the conscious effort. It's very conscious. But eventually it becomes very unconscious. You know, it's you become fearless. It doesn't matter what the results are. You are able to do these things consistently and unconsciously. Because of the repetition, you become really good at what you do. So you may be uncomfortable in the beginning, but in the end, you will be very comfortable with the results that you're looking at. Next thing you want to do is pick up a great book, and you want to be able to read it daily, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You want to be able